Today we're going to be taking a look at this ARC A770. This is actually just borrowed. It's not one of my cards that I own. I've actually never tested one of these cards, like, period. It hasn't had the best treatment, as you can see here. It's a little bit scary to plug this into the system right now, actually, with these, or with this type of damage. I have no idea how this happened, but it looks like it was maybe packed with other stuff and it just got rammed into, during transport or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. So what I'd like to do today is take it apart, repaste it, repat it if needed, and then we're gonna do some gaming on it. Alright, so let's get to tearing this apart and see how badly that puncture wound is. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is get rid of this little plate here. We need to remove this. I want to come in from this angle here because I don't want any scrapes or anything like that to be visible from this angle here, because this angle is the one that when you install the card into the system, this is what's visible. So yeah, I don't want to scratch it and then have that be visible. And what the... Okay. So this is just basically a thin sheet of aluminum, looks like, feels like it. And man, look at that. Holy cow. I don't know, I don't know if you guys be able to see that there, but like, that really went in there deep. Look at that. Holy moly. Okay. The thing is, let's see, where was this? This was located here. So we're looking for damage in this area here. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like it did reach the PCB, but it doesn't look like it actually damaged the PCB. Like, there's no hole there or anything like that. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but yeah, it doesn't look like it actually damaged the PCB. So that is a good thing. So let's go ahead and take this apart. I believe it's only 4 screws, and yeah, and I think this should just come off, I hope. All right, well, let's try that. See, because you got these other areas here with screws. You got looks like a little PCB here with, I think it might be for the LED in this area. But we're not interested in that. And these are Torx. Oh man, Intel. What the heck, Intel? Let's see. Okay, that's too small. And this is the right size. All right. Why fix it if it's not broken? Why, Intel, why? I want to go with Torx screws instead of just regular Phillips screws. And I have to pay attention to how this goes, because it is different. You see that area there? So I got to pay attention to how this is going to go back on. I've never taken one of these apart. In fact, I've never, like I said, yep, that was it. I've never actually tested one of these little cards. So today will be a first. And the sucky part about this whole thing too is that if I were to get one of these cards in for repair, for example, I don't have any software to test this. Like test memory, I would be just a deer in the headlights, like not knowing what to. I mean, there's other ways to figure out, if it's memory or power related or whatnot, but let's just say I don't have any experience with these cards, so it would be a new one to me. They are using a vapor chamber, so that's very nice. You can see that there. That's very telling. Pure copper. Doesn't have any tin on it. So yeah, looks nice. The pads that they're using here, they're 1.5 pads, and they are using some type of the pads that they're using here, they have like a little mesh, like if you see that right there, you know, and that's to hold the putty together so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't tear apart in time or as it is being applied. So okay. All right, but enough of the cooler. Oh, one more thing. You can see it's got 4 heat pipes here running through the vapor chamber. So, in case you were wondering. And to be honest, it looks pretty nice. Pretty dense fin stack. Pretty dense. So, good density here. If you see that there. Not bad. Alright, enough of that. Let's get to the GPU here. And we're going to be removing this paste. It's dry, but dry doesn't necessarily mean bad. I made a video about this and I got some negative response from that video, but some of you guys are something else, man. I mean, you have to first understand, like, the one thing that I talked about in the video, well, let me get this off the card here. The one thing that I talked about in the video is that when I say dry, it doesn't mean necessarily bad or it needs to be replaced. I say that because thermal paste, a lot of thermal paste are by design meant to dry. It's meant to dry up and become solid, you know, and remain thermally conductive, just like cryo sheet or carbonate. You know, they're not liquidy substances, but yet they're thermally conductive. It's the same thing with a lot of thermal pastes. A lot of the old and AMD CPUs from back in the days use that kind of thermal paste that becomes dry in time. If you pop one of those CPUs into a system today, it'll still, you know, have the same thermal performance as it did day one. Why? Because that's just what the thermal paste was designed to do. So I don't know how much clearer I could have gotten in the video, and I did explain that, but still some of you guys were, or some people, not necessarily my subscribers, but some people were stubborn, talking about, no, thermal paste, once it dries, it's bad and you need to replace it, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to argue with you, you know. I know what I know, and I know it for a reason, and let's just say I've had plenty of experience with this stuff, and some people you just cannot please no matter what you do. And we're going to be using MX6, giving it a little bit of love. I might bite this card. I might buy this card from my customer here. He gives me these cards to test them, and to, if you know, whenever they're bad, he brings me a whole bunch of them. And I will fix the aluminum backplate on this thing here. I will fix that because I don't want to leave it with that big puncture. And surprisingly, the VRM, like, okay, this plate here, it's huge and it's pretty dense, like pretty thick. But let me just spread this here real quick. All right, there we go. And I think this ought to suffice there. Yeah, that looks good to me. Okay, this is a pretty thick plate. Like when I you know, it feels cool to the touch. So it's not thin. It's not like a thin sheet of aluminum that they're using here. So I think this is good. Good enough for the VRM. You can see the VRM there and over here in this area, and you got the memory that makes contact with the vapor chamber, with the heat sink. So the core and the VRAM makes contact with the heat sink, but the VRM is cooled by this plate here. It's not uncommon, you know. This design is pretty common actually in a lot of other cards that I've seen. Anyway, I'm not going to be taking this apart because there's no point. That's not the whole point of the video today. The point of the video today is to see how this performs in gaming with something similar. Like you know, I haven't decided. I think I'll be testing it with a 3060 Ti maybe. I do have a 3060, but this is priced at a different category, like a different price range. So maybe a 3060 Ti or 3060. I think we'll stick with the 3060. Yeah, we'll do a 3060 just to see how this card has improved through drivers. We're gonna leave the thermal pads as they are. We're not gonna touch that. And my understanding is that Intel has boosted the little cards or the architecture here through drivers. So what you saw when this card first launched, we're gonna find out. That is the goal. And I hope that this puncture, that puncture didn't cause any invisible damage, like, you know, like because I can't see anything on the other side of the PCB, like any damage, any physical damage. But it might be so small that my eye is not able to pick it up. There we go. Okay, so I think that looks good there. Okay, that I think ought to do it right there. Yep, that ought to do it. Okay, let's put this back together. There. And we'll put our plate the same exact way it came off. And it's kind of silly that Intel used this plate here when it actually it doesn't have any tension whatsoever. Like it's just perfectly flat. I don't understand what the purpose of this plate is. They could have got away with just the screws without this, you know. I don't know. Intel, you're silly. But anyway, I have an idea about how to remove this here. It's not very conventional, but I'm not going to use a hammer. That's pretty stupid. So we'll try with this here. That kind of brings it out. And the same for this one here. I just don't want these things to be inward. Okay, this is a little better there. Yeah, I think that'll work. There is no there's no way to completely mask this. This is just there. So yeah, anyway. All right, let's put it back together. I think that the double-sided tape that Intel used for this thing is still good. So let's put this back in its place. Okay, so that feels right there. Yep, okay, so that's not gonna come off. All right, well, that was the disassemble of the card. Let's move on to the system and see how this thing performed. By the way, I just wanted to point this out. Look how clean that thing looks in the system. Let me get this opened up here. Man, that is one clean, black, nice looking graphics card, man. I like the design. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to make an offer for this little card. Yeah, and this is the system that is going to be tested in. It's that 7800X3D CPU, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 6000 CL32. But yeah, it just looks clean. One more thing. I think this here is supposed to light up as a RGB. I'm not sure, but I didn't install the RGB controller software for this, so I don't care. Out in the open is where we like to be. No, don't want this.
Okay. Hold, oops, friendly fire. Sorry. Well, 77 FPS, not bad for the ARC A770. Holding pretty good. The only thing is that if you see this, the frame time, it's all over the place. Ideally, you want to see a straight, smooth line there. So,
Watch for reinforcements. Where the hell are they coming from?
still, nevertheless, it's pretty good. Whoa. Nevertheless, it is still pretty good FPS average. Oh, holy cow.
It's hard to run with concussion.
This dude literally rammed this guy. Oh man, that's amazing. Alright, what do we do now? Okay, we get in here. What?
Get in, Sergeant. Smoke properly. Engine is
Okay.
meant to be. Think.
Alright. Who else? You two? Okay. And you. And you. Reload. Okay, why are we not moving? Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Alright guys, time for Remnant II. So, here we go. We're getting a few spikes here and there, but nothing major. We're cruising along at 64 FPS average so far. But let's see what that looks like in combat. And aside from those spikes, it looks like our frame time is relatively smooth. Nothing I can complain about. And I like this part of the game here to do benchmarks because it's pretty demanding. So that's why I do it. Looks like I've killed everything around here already. Let's go find trouble somewhere else then. Alright, this guy right here is gonna come to life. We're not gonna allow that. What's up? Yep. What? Okay, let's see what we got here. Alright. But everything else looks pretty smooth. The game is totally playable. Oh boy. I ain't gonna let that happen. There we go. Take that. But no, like I was saying, the game is totally playable on the ARC A770. Very smooth, in my opinion. As you can see here, as I make, you know, fast movements, it doesn't lag or anything like that. Oh, yuck. Alright, those guys are nasty. Okay, what's going on here? Nope. Nope. What's up? There you go. Thank you. I'll take that. Alright, time for everyone's favorite, Fortnite. Let's see how we do here. Let's get a weapon as soon as possible. Okay, I don't know what is this. Oh, okay, whatever. Yes, please. Yeah, I'll take that. Yep. Although I'll rather have the shotgun instead. But this will have to do. But so far so good. Cruising along at 84 FPS. Let's go outside now. Wait a minute. I'm in the attic. What the heck am I saying? Let's go outside. I think I hear somebody. But yeah, it looks pretty smooth. No dips. Nothing to complain about, really. Let's go, come on. There was a little stutter there, but nothing major. What the? Okay, I don't think this guy wanted to fight. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna leave him alone. Alright, let's go, buddy. Come on. Woohoo! I think I just made a BFF. Alright, so let's test Hogwarts Legacy, rendered at 1080p, all max settings, TAX or whatever, set to low.
I cannot tell you how nice it is to breathe fresh air after being cooped up in
Yeah,
ancient rooms.
yeah, no one cares.
Grave mistake to take it as an
TXAA, I
elective
think it is
class,
called.
believe me.
I don't remember, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Yeah,
Though I
pretty sure
suppose
you
you would
do.
not really call it elective.
So we're
When your mother
cruising
was the one
along
who
at
elected you
57
to take it.
FPS. 57 FPS, average.
Hogsmeade is beautiful this time of year. Everyone will tell you to visit at Christmas. But that's one of the few
Does anyone
times
know
of
how to
year
shut her
I
up?
would rather be indoors.
Jeez.
Not much for the cold, are you?
Oh, I do not mind the cold so much, but it has taken some getting used to. I did not grow up around snow.
And we're not getting any spikes with this card.
Wait, over here.
Well, we just got one here.
I often spot lacewing flies in this area.
Oh? What's so special about them?
They are in
So at 1080p, we're not hitting that 60 average FPS that we are aiming for, or will be ideal, but still the game does feel pretty smooth, if you ask me. No hard dips or anything like that. And man, this game does love,
forbidden forest.
it does love VRAM, or not VRAM, but system RAM, and VRAM too.
That hippogriffs had been spotted nearby.
But the card is pretty power efficient. Look at that, 182, 183, 84, 85, 187, yeah, whatever. 187 watts, not bad.
It's off limits to students, as the name implies.
Why is it off limits?
The professors claim it is too dangerous. I think that calling it forbidden only makes it more alluring. Ah, there's Hogsmeade over the crest.
I don't know why I left this behind, but okay. So yeah, Oh. Uh-oh. Get out of here. Whoa. Holy cow. Okay. Holy moly. Man, these guys are savages. Okay, well, I need my axe back. There we go. I don't know what's here. Let's see. Apparently I missed this area when I came here. I still want to see what's behind here. Yeah. Okay, come on. Let's see. Here, and then we go down here. Dude. There we go. Okay, cool. So, what's here? Oh. Okay. What? That's it? All that just for that? Nothing else? Oh man, come on. Alright, let's go for a little run here. I think we can... Yeah, let's go this way. But 71 FPS average. Very, very smooth frame time. I'm actually very impressed here. Because this is a pretty demanding game, man, even at 1080p. The resolution is being rendered at 1080p. And still, look, it's smooth as butter, 72 average. And the game runs fantastic. I'm very happy with this. And at ultra settings, yeah. I mean, the highest settings you can get this. And look at this. Smooth. And this game, I mean, just look at this. This game looks so beautiful, man. It's amazing. Even at 1080p, it still looks so good. Alright, time for Cyberpunk. And again, like I said, this is 1080p at max graphics settings. And man, this looks good. Okay. 78 FPS average starting off. Very nice. Don't want to hit the cops there. Don't want them coming after me. Okay, that was a dip. You know what? Those dips I get with every graphics card. So this is just textures loading into VRAM. So I'm not too concerned. Eventually that stuff goes away though as you play the game. So yeah, the the little A770 is doing really well on Cyberpunk. At ultra settings, our frame rate or our frame time remains pretty decent, pretty stable. No hard dips or anything to complain about. And the game looks phenomenal. Oh yeah. Yeah, guys. Man, Intel has come a long way with their drivers. I remember when these cards came out, I was watching videos from other bigger YouTuber channels, and they were completely hating on these cards, because of the driver issue and just, driver optimization problems. But Intel has come a long way from that. A long way. Okay, well, I don't know what the heck's going on there, so I'm just gonna turn around. And yeah, look at this. Man, look how smooth this looks. if I can keep the car going in a straight line, of course. But man, look at this. Very smooth gameplay. I'm very impressed. Cyberpunk at max settings, 1080p. Okay, time for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And we're just going for a quick run around town just to see how the ARC A770 does. We're not using a horse this time. But yeah, this is where the graphics card gets hit the hardest in town, and you know, you got all the textures and all that stuff going on. And I have to say that the frame time looks very smooth, so that is always good. No hard dips or anything like that. And I have to tell you, like, just playing this game and the other games that, you know, so far in this video, I have to say this, like, I can't tell the difference. Like, am I playing on an AMD card? Am I playing on an Nvidia card? This is just yeah, Intel has come a long way from when it first launched these cards. As you can see for yourself, I mean, this game at that max high settings, graphic settings, 1080p, we're cruising along at 69 FPS. Yeah, this is very nice, and look at the details. Look at the graphics. I mean, look at this, just very nice. If you look at all the textures, all the well, maybe not here. There's not much to look at, but you get the point. It's a very nice looking game, and it hits hard on the it hits the graphics cards pretty hard. So yeah. Okay, so nothing here. All right. Okay. Well, 69 FPS it is average for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.